That is wild. That was a freaking monstrous retracement. 19,299 is a big liquidity pool. 19,299. Oh, damn. It's like up here. So that'll be price target for us then. 19,299. So hopefully we can get an entry on this guy. There's a tiny order block right here that I think could be a little tap and sweep. We'll see. I'm gonna try one contract on it. See how much this is. 300 bucks. Technically, it's not a lot above 192 and 92, which is where it's at now. That'll be a full stop there. If it's gonna take off, it'll have to go really fast right now because that'll be a full sweep. Not that'll be stops at 192. Then we can probably add more as it holds the ring, if it holds the ring. There's a sell side order block here. If they break out the outer ring, with a retest would be optimal for a sell-off. Otherwise, they stay in. Buys. I think I'm gonna try the buy side. See how much money this is. It's 300 bucks if it wanted to come all the way back down to the bottom ring. But this order block should send us down there. And if we break out, then drop off. The last level will be the lowest wick low. Need to get back above 179. If we can get above 179, we should be solid. Breakout. If not, it can just keep pushing us down lower and lower. So 179 would be a pretty nice price point. Maybe retest on the line here. That would be that. Or an attempt. They would have to break, retest, and try to fight for higher price. Doesn't do that, then we're just stuck in the range, which would be Tokyo's fair value and Tokyo's lowest point. So eventually that consolidation will force us to have to touch one side and pick sell side or buy side. That means if it doesn't break out the next two candles, they probably won't do a move until 9:55 to 10. I don't want to risk anything past 177, 175. Oh, that's this order block here. 176. So tap in the order block. If it doesn't break, then no play. Well, no break. So if you fall back under this little Cheeto, that's game. So I'd say 179 stops. Keep it light. Either it holds, gives that breakout, or takes us out. What do we aim for? Oh, yeah. 19,290 something. That's like 2K. 2K on the day. Failed the breakout. So now it can go lower. Hey, got a full close out the breakout now. Get in. If we can get inside the green ring here, then we'll be grinding pretty solid. If we fail the green ring, closed above. If it doesn't retest, we close back out. And it's just next thing in the way. Our entry is at the bottom here. So terrible. They left some imbalances here. There's also the Tokyo high. Just here. So if we break Tokyo's high, that could be pretty bullish. So hopefully we can just grind the circle and then ding all the way to 237. Order block is cleaned up already by Tokyo here. So order block already caused the sell-off. So we should be able to get through the rest of the order block, which would be that space here. And that is technically price target one. If they can hold the inner green ring, then we see pretty numbers throughout the whole thing, but that looks pretty ambitious. For them to hold in here, they need to impulse so that way they can claim this area. So now that they've retested it twice, stop loss could technically go to 19,205. And then you could always get another entry if you ever get tapped out. And again, there's an order block here, but it already has taken out the halfway point with this wick. So we should be able to just slide through to the top of that order block. So I think that's where the fight is taking place for sure. You got the 50 of that retracement. You got the circle going on. And we got our OB. So we need to get above 218, and then we'll see a breakout trade. If you don't get above that, then you're going to want to dig back for liquidity, which should be the low stops at 205. Retesting a lot on 218 there. So one of these has to win. Either 218 gets the breakout or our little circle has to give up. It's looking like a 242 tap. All right, we got the top of the order block technically, and the target of the next circle is like 243. This is a great take profit. I think I'll lock in that band. Oh, 980, 990, 95. All right. This would be very bullish. They would need it in the next few candles to push up. Otherwise, we should be on our next leg down. Yeah, so every one of these reach backs should be a reason to impulse higher and higher. And that would be our first changing characteristics technically. So we'll see how hard it gets to flush to the other side, close under, retest, then it should impulse back to these levels. Like I said, if we don't trade against the trend, technically we can take shorts on a retest and it should give us that run. And if it doesn't, stops us out, which means we should probably go for buys. But I don't know how much money that is. We haven't checked it yet. But it looks very aggressive towards the buy side right now. All right, that looks like a breakout for sure. So any retest here, I think I'll probably go for a buy position on it. Even though it seems like it's experiencing a bit of pressures towards the downside. It's got the retests here. It's swept once, swept twice. So if it fails getting back in, then that'll be a loss. Ideally, we're trying to get up to the red line, but I think the market opening high is here. So that could hold some weight. And there's an order block right here in the way. So that also could send us flying down. So let's trail the stops. We don't want candles blasting down on us. Our goal is to take profit at 19,900. But if this is the reversal, then that means it'll be a bigger curve towards the upside. But it doesn't look like we're going to get that like ASAP. I can see them coming down a few times. So we should lock in profit and then buy the next entry. But I'll be sick if this thing actually takes off. Put stops under this wick and let it do what it does best. All right. Get in some retests of it. Platform's holding. If they're going to reject, they'd have to get under that platform. And then I'll take shorts. If they hold above with a retest, I want to buy the breakout of this. So I'm going to put buy stops 19, 8, 6, 12. I'll give it a shot there. And then if we break under the platform, then I'm down for shorts. But right now we technically made a base. We retested the base. So it'd be most advantageous to make a new high. They shouldn't get back above that trend line if they're not looking to do so, unless they're going to do a little tap and run again. But we'd want this to actually push higher. Otherwise, we get stopped out at 19,842, which is where we are now. I'll put the stops in. It's already tapped, so it needs to go up. If it doesn't go up, then it's more than likely impulsing towards the downside. It's got its retest here. So you can see the sweep above, the tap, the retest. So we would have to go for that run or we're shorting. Yeah, there's the short. That happened way faster than we could actually get a reaction on, but closed under. There's a retest that could continue the drop. And then the daily low is the green level here. So price action is doing what it needs to do. It's just being really like slow about it, doing it within the last few seconds of each candle closing. That's why it looks really impulsive and weird, but it's still doing the thing nonetheless. So if we can't get back into this level, then we'll get another drop. You can try shorts here, and then stop loss above 808, only because it made another order block there. So either it sends it down or it stops us out at 795. We can move up our stop losses. If we get that lowest low, that'd be ideal to lock in profits for a band. I'm not sure if that'll be the lowest low of the day. Really nice trade there. You can lock in profits. My buy stop is fucked up, so it's not taking me out. Nice drop off. As we can continue to see more drop offs, it's 13% up on the VIX. We were 12% up at the top here, but we did get a new low. So that was pretty fire. All right, well, we just made it to bottoms here. I know you guys couldn't see that, but I guess I'll recap the bullshit. And that's tough. I took a bullish contract here. So if you see like this 78 ring, they failed the 78 here for a break and here for a break. So we tried the buy side here when they came in to tap it to see if they'd run away. They didn't. They stopped us out. So we swapped over to shorts and we got the actual breakout. And then we're looking to see it go below New York's own base that we're running right now. We're at New York's base right now. We've already been here before within obviously New York session. So this base, we want to see it give up. And if it can give up, then we'll see fair values of Tokyo's and London, which should be 19,460 or 19,475. Well, I'll take out this contract here, 1,300 for now, and then see if we can display a real trade for the Zoom since you guys couldn't see the last few. Now we're seeing those buy orders try to retrace now. Let's see how much momentum they get to make. So if buyers are still aggressive, this sweep here should hold and break above our 19,583 level there. If we don't, and we start making lower highs, then they're going to need more money, which means we'll come back and dig for another drop. We're back under mid area right now. Just gave a retest. So I'm down to buy the breakout at 592 here if they actually push up and run. So I'll put a buy stop there. Otherwise, we struggle under our midpoint here. And if we get a retest, we can try shorts with a small stop above this high. That could have been the retest. I'll go for a short. The stop loss above that high, that's $300 away. So not the greatest, but we're looking for a drop to a new low. Otherwise, all this would be used for the buy side. If we get above 583 again, that's when we'll have to put the buy orders on. If they make that new high, they can get a quick blast off. Otherwise, they shouldn't be allowed to liquidate those highs for the sell-off. You can see all the candles closing on the middle line here. So it seems to be pretty indecisive right now. So the longer they take, the more wicks and runs they're going to give. So a full candle close above here would be nice. And a retest. 10, okay. Red folder news in at 10. So they can try to hold this down until 10. We close and retest above here. So technically, if we don't run now, then they're going to keep this a range. So 19,580 stops just under these two wicks here. This needs to be the breakout. If they don't take it now, then they're going to consolidate till 10 o'clock. It's like way too close to be breaking out. If we can break this, then we go for the run. They never closed the new high. They only pierced it with a wick. So if they come flying down, and that means they're just trying to use it against us before 10 o'clock. They were just breaking out of this lower rim here, and we're tapping new high, candle body highs as we speak, 617. So this is definitely a good take profit if you expect any garbage to take place. I think I'm down to bring a stop above that wick here, 609. So I'll stop. W, yes, sir. Locking them in. Cool. Not a bad trade. Very patient nonetheless, but we have news coming soon, which kind of shortens up this experience. But at least we have some things to work with right now. So cool warm-up trade. They're at the breakout level we talked about earlier, which is 445. This would be another breakout opportunity. So if it does get through it sells off hard. But I'm going to sit with the idea that they'll probably play the game where they tap it one more time, give us one more high. Technically, there's a lot of liquidity above this high now. So if they wanted to, they could phase off until they get that before the next drop. But where our sell limit is right now, there's an order block here that they could also try. Be careful. The buy side can come in very strong at this point. So 482 stops. So it could be either a really fast loss or they tap us in and turn around. Yeah, quick 180. Cool. So yeah, now we're getting the 511s. But we're looking a lot better for the buy side now. I would like shorts to really claim that higher level here for us to get even further away from this. Because then that means we're making way more money if we're going for the sell side anyway. Right now we failed these levels a few times and it's been difficult for us to get lower lows so far. I think I'll risk the buy side break. If we break to 496, I'm down to see if we'll get that up to the high there at 523. We took a new low here, So I'd imagine they should give us that order block to 511. 511 is coming up pretty swiftly. So this is where they can sell it off. I'm going to put a sell stops break even. And then if they're going for the buy side, they hold above this and we'll stretch to the high here at 512. And yes, they can come in, tap the stops and still run, but that's the order block. That's 511. That was the target we wanted in the first place. So if they're going for the run, they'll do another breakout right now after just tapping us out there. If not, that's a downside order block and that's a downside level. So they'd need that to get under our red VWAP there for any short signals. Otherwise, we're still bullish because we took out all these lows and did not fall. Probably would have been like $600-700 there. Yeah, I forgot to press this button too. God damn it. Looks like we're going for another retest here. So if they hold that, that's also bullish for another stretch back up to the order block here, which is at 535. Another breakout point here. Might take 2 candles. One close, one break. Also a break and retest under for shorts. They have 2 opportunities on the table right now. See who wins the altercation. Closing a lot on these levels here. See one close. This is a full close under. So if we did short, they're not allowed to get back above the trend line. But I'd like to see like a full close under those candles. We're just doing like a slow dive down right now. There's a VWAP level. Here's trend line level. There's a lot of reasons why we should retest this and drop lower. That's 489 there. Imbalance just a bit higher at 495 as well. All of that is supposed to be very, very bearish. Doesn't look like we're showing up for that sell side just yet. All right, there that one is. I'm going to go for a short here. We want it to stay under the trend line, under the VWAP. We got the break and retest for sell side levels. This is a break under. We need it to hold retests in order to drop. If they close above, then that's pretty bad for us. Sell stops at 19,500. They closed above here, so this retest is bullish. So our stop losses are going to be in jeopardy until this closes back under the trend line. If we don't get a close back under, they're just going to keep retesting it, pushing it higher and higher. So if you see that sell side failing and you want to take the buy side, you can. You can see the retests here. So we need to close under. All right, we got the close. Now we need retests to actually push us lower now. If they don't push us lower, then we're getting stopped out. So you can always move your stops closer as well. And to be honest, even take the buy side if it fails. But it looks like we're succeeding. 19,372 is where we want to get to. And we want to see this flush big under 19,447. If we can get under that level, we might have a pretty banger trade on our hands. If it fights this area, then it'll get back above our trend line. And then obviously that will not be looking good for us. So worth the risk for how much reward we have on the table. But I don't know how hard the bullish experience is going to come in candle wise. So just make sure you set an optimal stop for yourself so you don't lose too much. Right now, this stop loss is at $405 on the day. I don't want to take that full amount of the stop, but I also don't want to get wicked out. I think the trade will blast off if we end up closing above this again. Cool. So I'm going to bring stops back down 495, 494 here. And then to be honest, I think they're just going to blast off at this point. Since they didn't take the sell side, the buy side should be in game. I'm down to try that breakout. Lots of retests, but no lower lows. Notice here, this did not cause a lower low. This retest as we speak. Lower low would be way down here at 19,463. We just retested the red VWAP here. So if we don't get under that, still all very bullish. I think I'm down to go for a buy on the bottom here. We retested the red VWAP. We've retested the bearish level here. This is our first new low. So if we can get an average above that red VWAP and see no candles close under it, and we might be able to take the runs. If they close under it again, then that means they'll try that sell side. Play those games. We're on the red VWAP now. Full close under. We're not allowed to see this candle go under 479, and we can get another buy average if it comes back up and closes, which it did. Technically, we should see this breakout by now. We're just looking for a quick run above 523. There's a lot of reasons to do so. So if they nullify this, then that means we just get under the red VWAP again, and that's going to be stop out on our part. This was supposed to be a engulfing, retest, and breakout. So if we don't get that breakout, then they're just going to let price slowly fall off until they get to stop losses again. Seems like the tactic of the day. Try not to give the highs, and then eventually get your slow bleed off. Yeah, it came up pretty hard, but no follow through at all. So it looks like every high is just coming with tests, meaning that they're just looking for the right opportunity. So one of these highs are going to be the one that just kind of deletes. Like they're trying to go for a breakout. They'd have to break that 78 level there. There's a retest for a drop now. We swept 78. We're inside of it. Retesting the inside layer, which means it should push down for the downside. If we close a candle outside of it, that's really bullish for us. So we can potentially see the breakout. Looks like we're going for a close on the outside now. Boom, there's a close. Technically, this is buys for a breakout now. Your stop loss would have to be under the candle body. You don't want to see it go back in the ring. So we can potentially try that. See if we get this breakout. 78 level seems to be supporting it for a smaller amount. Nice break. Technically, that's all we get on what we articulated right now. But we don't know if this builds towards the higher time frame picture. I think we might be at the outer band right now. Yeah, that's the outer band. Technically, that'll be a take profit there. Yeah, outside of that band will be a 4. And if we take any highs that align with that 4, that'll be 19,612. But I don't think we make it that high. I think we get 601, 600. Yeah, we just tapped 600 now. This is your safest take profit for the moment. We can trail stops under that wick, 594. Hey, we hit the top take profit. Sheesh. Let's go. Hit the highs. 1,200. One contract. Nice. Just funded like 4 accounts with that. All right. Let's take profit off 1,200 there. That's some real sniper tools. Took us a while to catch on the grip of what the market wanted to do. I think they were very well articulated trades, all of them today, to be honest. So we got the Fibonacci to test. Here's our 78. Right now, we're just phasing through all of the levels. So technically, all this is buys, breakout, and retest should be buys to the next one. And then one of them should materialize eventually. So if we threw like a trend on here, I don't know what that trend would look like, but it'd be something like this. And the only way we can use a circle is if they materialize on it. So like that would be buys technically. It retested the blue circle here and the bottom of the trend. And then sells would be when we touch the pink barrier or fall out of the trend. Obviously, we don't want to take that kind of a loss, but we're waiting for it to get here. And if it does keep falling prior to, then that means they might actually start grinding along the edge to take lower prices. And then I don't know what the next level is outside of that. I hope this is making sense, but I figured the 1 second would be practical application rather than just replaying charts the whole time. Because the circle gets pretty intricate. So it broke above now. If it retests and hold, we go for more buys. And we should be able to see you can see here, 78 all the way through. Now we're in the bottom portion. So eventually when we do get up to 78, we should see it again. And then potentially even further breakout, to be honest, depending on how aggressive they break that 78 level. And then outside of that parameter, once we get past like the 3 to 4 deviation on the circle, I just don't even use it anymore. I just wait for another circle to present itself. But here you can see we're materializing on the blue level right now. We got a tap, break above. Without a retest, that's game. They'll come down for shorts on us. So if they hold it, then we can take buys on the retest. So it looks like the trend is weakening at the moment. So they need to correct it very, very fast. Is this making sense so far? Can you see this take place? Yeah, I bet. All right, cool. Well, we're outside of our normal parameters. So now this trade is over. So very risky to keep it on, but you can put stops at the bottom of the trend there and let it grind. Let's close up this trading day. We'll get all the videos downloaded and put out for the week to show the performance of it. And then we'll just hit the ball rolling next week. And obviously we'll have class on Sunday. So we'll reconvene on that, and maybe I can give a more professional explanation of the fib circle. Family, I appreciate y'all tuning in as always, man. I'll see y'all this Sunday.